We're standing here in front of a corner pivot that we put up from Lindsay. We put up this corner pivot about 6 years ago. Our main reason for using a corner pivot as opposed to a regular pivot in this instance is to do asset and infrastructural maximization. Our potato production that we're doing seed potatoes for West Grow potatoes, and we only plant once every 7 years on any given patch of land. Growing every 7 years, we have 7 times the pipeline and cable infrastructure that's required per hectare that's planted. To do this, for every meter of pipeline, I want to have as many hectares of potatoes planted per year. Now, the difference between the area of a square and a circle is roughly about a 25 to 30% increase that you get out of a square as opposed to a circle. This means for the same pipeline and the same cable, I'm able to plant almost a quarter more hectares of potatoes. The other benefits to this is also with a slightly bigger block, my time spent between the blocks and the total management costs remains exactly the same, even though my hectares have increased. On this particular block, we took the previous center pivots, the circle center pivots, was a 30 hectare 5 tower, and adding the 1 corner pivot tower, we have now got those up to 42 hectares. The Zematic agents out here is Irritech and Kimberley. We have been using them for many years, over 10 years, and they helped us put this pivot up. We have to tow this pivot around every year as we move on to the next block, and they come and help us out with this as well, which is quite a lot more work than towing a regular pivot. I believe it's one of the only places in the world where people are towing a corner pivot. It's not usually done, and they supply us with center pivots to all the way through our piping and everything. They help us with project planning and mapping for the farm, and get a really excellent service from them over the years. We've been using Zematic pivots for quite some time now, more than 10 years, and we have found them to be a really extraordinarily good product that we use exclusively, or very, very close to exclusively, and certainly use exclusively going into the future. And what will certainly keep us from moving to any other product is the excellent service that we get from their network of agents and sub-suppliers. So anything that goes wrong, all their agents are fully stocked up with good consignment stocks, and the service is really fantastic. And as we all know in farming, the backup service that you can get for anything technical is one of the critical performance indices that you use to judge any product, and Zematic is perfect in this regard. As we all know that farming is a really difficult industry, and agriculture is under constant pressure. And the joys of a corner pivot is you just get that last few hectares out of your farm under irrigation, whether it be just to going from a circular pivot into something a little bit more square like we're doing here. But because of the articulating arm, they're able to fill all sorts of shapes. So many of our farms are odd shapes, to be honest, a trapezium or some kind of odd rectangle. You really can get as many hectares under irrigation as possible using a corner system, and I can't recommend Zematic corner system more highly than I do.